This video is for high performers who's facing burdens that they can't seem to overcome. And these burdens may help them more in their career and their personal life. If that's you, this video is for you. Now, these tips I'm going to give you are things I face personally, and I'm going to provide you tips that you can use to overcome these burdens and maybe perform at a higher level than you were before. Let's get into it. That first one is imposter syndrome. When was the last time you ever tried to do something that you wasn't fully prepared for? Whether it could be stepping into leadership position, whether it could be you trying a new activity, anything, right? I know for me personally, the first time I did that was when I became a drill instructor. A drill instructor is essentially something that all Marines, they fear and they respect. Well, they may not fear it much, but they respect it because the grind and what it takes to be a drill instructor is a long and arduous thing to do. And not too many people go towards that route. But it was always something that I wanted to do. And when you first start off as a drill instructor, you try to become an image of what a drill instructor seems like to you. You try to base that image based on who your drill instructors were in the past, based on who somebody else was in the past, not based on your current self. But the key to being a great drill instructor is the fact of this one phrase: you are what makes a drill instructor, right? And that's what many people don't understand. Whether it could be you taking that time to go in a leadership position that someone is over you was doing before, whether it could be you be taking over a spot or taking over a position of authority in a group or in an organization, or just replacing somebody, or it could be you doing an activity that you see somebody else do, right? I want you to understand that just be yourself. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. Don't try to portray an image that does not correlate with who you are now. Because if you do that, that would put you farther and farther away to who you should actually be, and put you farther away to who you're trying to become overall, right? Now, for me, a way that I overcame that feeling of being an imposter, because I stepped into a position that had a big name for itself. It's been known for being tough. It's known for being the most disciplined part of the Marine Corps in general, maybe even the whole world, right? But I stepped into it. And the thing that helped me was that I focused on the work itself and not on the outcome and not on the noise. Let me say that again. I focused on the work itself, not on the outcome and not on the noise. What does that mean? So I focus on the actual planning of getting things done day by day by day. I didn't think about what would happen 2 years down the line. I focused on the daily movements every single day, right? For example, let's say that my job for one day was to get the recruits up that's in training and take them maybe outside, right? I'll continuously do that one thing over and over and over again until I got great at it. And that feeling of inadequacy, that feeling of being an imposter eventually goes away. Because think about it like this. When was the last time you was afraid to do something, right? Whether it could be riding a bike, whether it could be swimming, and you seen your other brother or a friend do it, and the more you did it, the better you got, and like the less afraid you was. That same thing applies with imposter syndrome. It's essentially you being new to a certain thing or a certain task that is holding you back from where you want to be. So the more reps, the more consistent you are at doing something, the better you will be overall when it comes to this whole thing of just overcoming that fear, right? But back to myself, I consistently put the reps in. I didn't care about the outcome at all. I just focused on how I can be better every single day. And over time, the more you progress as being a drill instructor, the more confidence you build because you're used to it. Essentially, the schedule stays the same, right? And your mind develop more. The more you do something, the more your mind will develop and the better you will be overall. Now, the next one will be something that a majority of people face in general. not specifically high achievers, but this is something that I face as well. Do you remember the last time somebody praised you for being awkward? It could be anything. It could be you helping little Susie Beth across the street, right? It could be you stocking shelves and somebody said, "Thank you for your help. I really appreciate it." It could be you maybe helping a coworker out or just helping your parents or whoever else, right? And it feels kind of awkward to you because it's something that you're not used to, right? You just essentially see it as it's just me helping you out. It's not a big deal. It's not really something you should thank me for. I'm just doing it just because, right? I know for myself, I had numerous times in my life where I helped others. And whether it was me helping out my mom whenever she was moving to a new place, or it was me helping out at work whenever they used to do this thing what we call fill ice as drill instructor. We help each other fill the ice up for the recruits to ensure that they don't like if they do fall out from the heat, that we're there to provide that support for them, stuff like that. And whenever I help them out, it felt awkward for me to accept that praise because it's just something that it feels that I need to do, something that's required for me. And when they tell me thank you, then it feels kind of weird for me, which is, hey, I don't know. But if you can relate to that, then I want to give you this advice, which is to just embrace it. Embrace man, thank you. Because most people, if you're a high achiever, then you're stuck constantly on grind mode. You're stuck constantly trying to see what's next. You're just stuck constantly trying to see what's the next thing you can achieve. What's the next task that need to be done? And you tend to not be present in that moment. You tend to kind of skip over the moments like they're not there. But if you take the time to think of those little moments in life, maybe somebody said thank you, maybe maybe you opened the door for someone that said thank you for then, maybe you having a conversation with somebody, those moments right there is what can help you become more grateful because you've been present in that moment. So the next time somebody say thank you for whatever you helped them with, just take it in, embrace it, right? And just say you're welcome, right? It doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be no big thing, right? If you be present in the moment, then it will essentially help you become more grateful, right? Now, this last one is going to be something that helped propel me a lot throughout my career. It's something that I can't give enough props to my mother, I guess, or my dad for putting that inside my heart because this helped me a lot. But that last one is disappointing others. You fear disappointing others because it's just essentially a big part of your life. And your fear causes you to be more reactive than proactive because you don't want them to be, or you don't want them to see you in a bad light, right? You don't want them to see you as a bad person, someone who went against their views, somebody who didn't go the correct way that they thought they should go, right? I know for me, well, I'm gonna give you 3 different examples. When I first joined the Marine Corps, my fear of failure, my fear of disappointing my parents, my grandparents, my brother, everybody, if I joined the Marine Corps and I failed and went back home, oh my God. I can't do it. Like just that feeling itself right now still hits me. And I've been there for eight years and 11 months now. That feeling still hits me now. If I failed in boot camp and I got sent home after it was something that I trained for, long hours, many days, many years, it would hurt me really very bad, right? But what I did, I used that fuel that they gave me, that fuel belief that they gave me, I use that to my energy. I use that, to help myself become better, to help myself grow, right? The second one was when I went to Bridgeport for cold weather training. And if you went to Bridgeport for cold weather training and you climb up those cold mountains with the freaking ice picks and the sled on your back, then you know exactly what I mean. Let me tell you a story. I remember going up this hill, right? Step by step by step, looking down, and I looked behind me. There was nothing behind me except like a slinky effect. Think of a slinky effect like an accordion when it goes in and goes out. That's what it looked like. And at the very rear of the formation, which is like a mile back, it seems, right? Looking back at it, the bulldozer where everyone was put inside whenever they quit or gave up was right there in the back. So as I was going up, I wanted to quit, I wanted to give up, but I didn't. I looked to my left, I seen my staff CEO, which is a staff non-commissioned officer, somebody who was in charge of it. He was beside me going. So I kept going. I looked up, I seen my Junior Marine who I came with in front of me. I said, ain't no way. That ain't gonna be me. So I tried to catch up to him and I kept going and I kept going. And when we got to the top, boom, we hit that break moment. We sat down for a break, right? But that fear of just quitting itself when I was there, because we went up like 5 mountains. I think like 3 or 5 mountains, if I remember correctly. That shit sucked. But that fear if I quit, that fear if I went back to my freaking unit and people said, Prim, what happened? I said, oh, I just quit because I couldn't do it. Just think about that for a moment. I quit because I couldn't do it. I'd rather quit because of performance than say I quit because I couldn't do it, right? And that last story I wanted to give you was when I went to MEI course, the Martial Arts Instructor course. If you're a Marine or if you're a civilian, either way, and you know some type of martial arts, then martial arts instructor course is intense. Let me tell you. So, oh my goodness, man, it was a slave fest. By slave fest, meaning it was physically tough every single day. We're fighting, we're kicking, we're doing lots of exercises and running. And I'm not a fast runner. So I was getting beat up real bad. And I was getting my foot. You know, you're really tired when you're running, and then it just feel like your conscience just drop out of your body, right? That was me on that course. Right. But I want to give you this tactical tip that you can use in order to help you overcome that fear of disappointing others. It's pretty simple. If you didn't catch it during my stories, what I use for myself was I use that fear as momentum to keep better, to keep getting better, to help me achieve more and more and more. I didn't think of the outcome of the overall goal. What I did, I stayed present in that moment. I stayed present in what I'm doing at current moment, and I didn't focus on the outcome, because the more you focus on the outcome of a subject or a goal and you don't achieve it, your mind will constantly go in rotation of you not achieving it, being sad again, and then you just going again, trying to achieve that goal that you didn't achieve. But if you stay present in that moment, you focus on the inputs that you can do in order to get towards that goal, then it wouldn't be that bad. In general, it would just be pretty much, it would be tough, yes, but wouldn't it be as bad as you just focusing on the outcome of the goal numerous times, right? Another thing you can do is, instead of focusing on that outcome, focus on the belief that they gave you, the belief that they believe that you can do when they assign you to that goal or that task, the belief that they knew that you could complete it. Focus on that. Use that to your advantage. And I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure, that will give you all the momentum you need to go even more than what you need to. And if you have kids, think about what your kids will think of you when you get older. Think about your kids at your graduation for whatever you're doing, right? These three points are what I believe will help high achievers overcome these burdens and help them become more productive and more just overall better person in both of the personal and the professional life. Thank you for listening, and stay motivated.